Thank you for coming on into the live and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment of which we all share an inextricable and inexorable part. Thank you for doing your part, for coming on in each and every day, and we'll do the same without wasting a single second of your time. Bada bing, bada boom, we go. So, 2 12-hour candles later, and we're not that far from where we started. We're bouncing around between the 886 and the 786 of this impulse to the upside after rejection off the 382 of this diagonal pitch fan to the upside. So let's go into the charts. I don't have much time, as again I will be going to work and I have limited time, but it saves you time because I go faster that way. So let's go into the 1 minute of high block. What is high block? Well, people lock their liquidity into the charts to get burnt to a crisp by the market maker for not using a stop loss, and we get to see who those crispy characters are. So let's do that now. So if you look at the 1 minute time frame, you'll see that in the last day they pinged in a bunch of shorts to the longs here. Last hit to the high here, they had an $87 million pool of longs that pinged in over the shorts. tipping the balance in the favor of the longs, so they came to that pool of longs and ate them up to that 50x level.
Fatality.
And that's what happens when you over leverage into resistance. So as it's coming down here, you are seeing the shorts open up in the tune of $276 million to their 108 million in longs. So they could become, actually there's two pools, 136 and 276 million doubled up, and to the longs you have 100 and 128 doubled up. So they came down, ate the longs, and now they're coming back to V-shaped into the shorts, and still we lost a lot of the liquidity to father time, so we have to go to the 7-day to see that now. Going to the 7-day, shifting to the 7-day, you see the imbalance clearly to the upside here with a bunch of billion-dollar pools leading the way to the upside after grabbing some of this liquidity to the downside. I have to be out of here in the next 7 minutes, so we'll try to make this short but sweet. So coming down into this pool below at 25.7 by the looks of it, and bouncing off some of the liquidity. Do we continue that in that direction, or is this going to be range bound? I suggest range bound over the drop to a different zone. The pools have collected for the shorts, so they could retrace back into those ideas as essentially things go unchanged from 2 12-hour candles ago. Let's go into the Binance and take a look at the momentum, shall we? Limited time. There's a lightning storm outside that knocked out my power just as I hit the stream button, so that may happen again. If it happens, I will not be back, but just to let you know. So we are holding this 1382 level after previously coming back to recover this wick. For the most part, we came down to that part of the wick at 25,314 by the looks of it on this Binance chart. So if we turn over here, the 12-hour candle is still holding this baseline cross. So if this holds strong, you could do a retrace of this candle, go back to the basics, and see that the body is holding the 382 line. So if it goes higher, it will basically be a potential reversal candle, a bullish hammer, whatever you want to call it, of that wick coming to the upside, a double bottom, if you will. If we take a look here, let's go ahead and see what is going on with Momentum Master B. Slowly getting that subtle support of the 12-hour here with the baseline potential crossing on that 12-hour time frame. If we go to the 22 closed with a big purple candle. It was a pink one, which insinuates stopping volume to stop out the longs, the over leveraged longs that entered over the last few days. Daily time frame closing in 1 hour and 14, still holding this baseline. If it closes up above here, you're setting up for that cross up potential of the baseline events. What are the baselines? Well, link is in the description for more. momentummaster.info. Scroll down to features. You can toggle every component you see here, or you can look at them in their isolation as we go over them in their prominence. Baselines are your first sign of reversal, so you'll see that first as you start to make your ascent or descent. Okay, so going to the 6-hour time frame, because our time is limited. 6-hour time frame is showing that the baselines are still technically holding. We did get that wick of a liquidity grab into this wick over here. So we got this wick down into this wick over here to the tune nearly 100% recovered. Baseline still holding here, so this could come up and start to make its way up into the vector candle after. The double bottom is the higher the probability, by the way. Hitting the first leg is less probable than the second attempt. Second attempt is why it's Wendy's and McDonald's for days. So seeing this type of double bottom action, if you recall, when we first put out the idea, we always did this double bottom idea. So having this hit to the wick is a good thing, and seeing the buyback even better. The one thing I don't like to see here is this money flow above the RSI. extremely suggesting that it comes back down here on the 6-hour time frame. It's starting to potentially double top here, but we need to see some strength and some conviction to the upside for any type of thing to occur. We had previous bullish divergence on the money flow and the RSI here on the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame also getting some notable volume here in the last 2 4-hour candles. In the last 8 hours had some selling off volume, now getting met with a buyback wick. The cloud, while the angle has tapered here, is getting thinner than it was back here, and the super trend, bearish super trend, lowering here on the 4-hour time frame, getting a little bit of buyback here on the hourly time frame. The ambiguousness of it holding this range, very choppy on the hourly, not seeing much volume in this most recent candle. The previous selling candle got bought back but was ultimately red, but you're seeing this range hold. So it looks like we're getting into range bound price action. How do you check that? Well, one tool you can use is over here on the left. You go to your lines, you can go to channels, favorite regression trend and parallel channel. Regression trend, you just need 2 clicks and it will make a channel for you. So this channel is essentially what we're dealing with at the moment, and it's range bound, essentially a continuation pattern. So if we're possibly looking to go to the downside, but I'm not interested in that just yet, you'd like to see that retrace up into the liquidity for that simple A, B, C. If it was going to continue to the downside, you'd want to see that hit up into this region first. So this consolidation is essentially setting up for a continuation possibly to the downside, but not without hitting these vector candles first, in my humble opinion. All right, well, we're approaching the last 1 minute here of our time. Quick little update. Bearish cloud on the hourly, have to reclaim that for any type of upside to continue. Basically looking for the daily candle close and measuring that with a fib retracement to see if it classifies for that reversal. As of this moment, needs to get above that 1382 at 25,829. If it cannot close the daily candle above 25,829, we could be seeing more downside ensue. If it closes above that 25,829 region and goes, it could be starting the path of recovery of some of that liquidity after pinging in those tune of that $276 million short pool up at 26,423 and the partner in crime at 26,420. So this is stacked quite nicely with the liquidity pool over here, the 50xers. So I could see this coming up. It's already V-shaping quite nicely up to the 50x region and beyond. So we could be faking out the longs to go grab those shorts now. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it, basically unchanged over this liquidity grab. Now if it held this region and started to go breaking this zone and breaking this wick, then we're in different territory, coming down to the higher time frame, the external range of the 6 month down here. $180 billion down at 24.3, 129 at 24 even, and 94 billion at 23.7. So not to discount this imbalance down here on the 6 month time frame. Well, ladies and gents, I got to take my son to preschool and then go off to teach some action painting about abstract art. Got to mix it up, not always science all the time. And so I will bid you adieu, as thank you for coming on into the live and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment of which we all share an inextricable and inexorable part. Thank you for doing your part, for coming on in. We're looking for that double bottom retrace up into that vector candle. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.